Hello, everyone. Welcome to Premier Destiny's Q&A sessions. We are so delighted to have you all joining us today during this Q&A session. Again, this is Paul and Joan from Premier Destiny. And during this time, we answer questions from our clients, from our audience like you. And these questions are sent to us sometimes on our social media platforms or by email, right? And we're going to be sharing with you how to reach out to us if you have questions as well. All right. So today we are taking a question from Colleen, and Colleen is from Florida, Orlando, Florida, precisely. And her question is, how can I identify obstacles that are stopping me from achieving my goals? Wonderful. That's a very good question, Colleen. Thank you for sending that in, because most people, if I may say, have goals, to improve on themselves, to grow, to become more, to do more. In fact, if you are not growing, you're decreasing or you're dying. Life in itself, the essence of life is to increase. So this is a good one. And many times people are not able to achieve those goals or realize their dreams because of obstacles. And these obstacles could be roadblocks. We call them success blockers that prevent you from achieving your goals. As a matter of fact, we had a master class early on this year, which we titled Become Unstoppable. Yes, that was it. Become Unstoppable. How to identify roadblockers and to become successful in 2023. So this question is really, really great. And yeah, this question is really great. We're not just going to share with you, Colleen, and our audience today, how to identify these um, blockers or roadblockers or obstacles or success blockers. We're also going to share with you a few tips on how to start working at them to making sure that they're no longer an issue. And we also have another masterclass, Yes to Your Vision, which really goes into more depth in addressing how to overcome these success blockers. So feel free to reach out to us if you would like information on those previous masterclasses that we have. We can share them with you. But for the time we have here today, we're going to help you how to understand how to identify these roadblockers that may be preventing you from achieving your goals. Okay. So what are we going to do? I'm going to be passing over to Paul to get us started here. But again, Colleen, thank you for sending this question. And those of us watching today, if you have any questions, feel free to drop them in here. We'll see if we have a minute or two to squeeze in to address them. But if not, reach out to us on our social media platforms. So over to you, Paul. By the way, let me just mention, we are transformational experts, I forgot to say. So we coach, we guide, we mentor individuals, professionals like you to become successful, to transform their lives from the ordinary to the extraordinary. Okay, so we're here to help you. But back to our question, how can Colleen and those watching us today identify obstacles that are blocking them, especially Colleen, from achieving her goals? So over to you, Paul.
Thank you, Joan. Thank you. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be. Uh, in our vast viewing audience, we're so delighted to be able to join you today. Sorry, we missed out last week. We didn't have Q&A last week
I know.
due to some travel plans that we had. But we're back. We're glad to be back. We're glad to be back. Um, Colin's question is a good one. It really is a very, very good one. And like Joan said, I want to just emphasize that every one of us, is going to face, some challenges, roadblocks, success blockers on their journey to achieving whatever goal they've set for themselves, especially if it's a hairy, audacious goal. If it's a big goal, right? Challenges are going to show up. Success blockers are going to show up. And so it's a good thing to be able to identify those and find ways around it. Um, I want to start by saying that it's important for you to engage in Colleen, to engage in some time for self reflection. Okay, take time to analyze your current situation and goals. Ask yourself what challenges or roadblocks you've encountered thus far. Okay, reflect on any recurring patterns. All right, or areas where you feel stuck and unfulfilled. Let's say you have a goal of starting your own business, for example. Okay, but you've encountered challenges in getting started. Through self reflection, you may realize the fear of failure has been holding you back,
Mm-hmm.
right? You often find yourself hesitating to take action, if you will. Okay, the necessary steps for you to accomplish whatever you're looking for. So I would encourage you to just spend some time in self reflection, and go deep in you and find out what is holding you back. I mean, what what are those issues? Because the answers, believe me, are in you. Okay, if you tap into the universal source that we all call, a lot of us call God, and you just tap into that universal intelligence, God, I think that he can, and I know, not that I think he will guide you, and those issues are going to come up. Okay, those roadblocks will come up, and as I say, the first way to solve a problem is to know that you have a problem, right? The first way to solve a challenge or handle a challenge is to know that you have one, and so that will help you identify whatever challenges you're going through. The second thing you want to do, Colleen, is assess your strengths and weaknesses. Be
Mm-hmm.
honest about your skill sets, your knowledge, areas where you may need improvement. This self-awareness will help you identify obstacles that may be related to your limitations. You know, um, as they often say, the cure to not knowing stuff is knowledge, right? So
Mm-hmm.
if you once you do that self-assessment, it will let you know where you stand relative to what you're looking to do, and then you can take the appropriate action going forward. Okay. Um, the other thing I'd like to also suggest, once you do all of that, seek feedback. Okay, it's important. Reach out to trusted friends, mentors, colleagues, and ask for feedback. I mean, I would even, do some reading. Okay, reach out to, I mean, with the internet now, there's so much information out there, folks that can guide and help you and support you in this effort. I would reach out and try to find out, what's out there that can help me. For example, suppose you have got to advance in your career, but feel like you're hitting a wall. Okay. I would seek feedback from your colleagues or mentors. They can provide valuable insights. They may point out that you tend to be shy, you tend to shy away from taking on leadership roles, or whatever the case may be.
Mm-hmm.
But again, I would talk to someone trusted, someone that can support and guide me, and then that can encourage you, okay, and can see your blind spots, as it were.
Yeah.
All right, that's a big one. Um, Another thing you may want to do is conduct a SWOT analysis.
Mm.
Okay, perform a SWOT analysis. Your strengths, what your weaknesses are, okay, your opportunities and your threats.
It's
Okay, do it for yourself. Okay, identify what your strengths are. Okay, that's going to help you overcome whatever challenges you may be going through as well. By assessing your strengths or weaknesses, you may discover that you have excellent communication skills, deep understanding of your subject matter. However, it's going to encourage you also to look at the areas where you don't fare so well.
mm-hmm.
That you could also improve.
Yeah.
So it's important for you to analyze that. Imagine you aspire to become a public speaker. Okay, but you've struggled with stage fright and a lack of confidence. By assessing your strengths and weaknesses, you may discover that you have excellent communication skills and deep understanding of your subject matter. Okay, and that's those are some things. What can you do about that, right? To get your message out there. So it's important for you to know what you have and what your weaknesses are and what your strengths are. That's going to help you. Um, I think I'm going to pass it with Joan to kind of help us with some other ways of identifying, what may be hindering Colleen here on her path to success. And again, this may indeed apply to many of our listeners out there as well.
Mm-hmm.
Over to you, Joan.
Thank you so much, Paul. Wow, what a good start there. Colleen, I hope these are gold nuggets that will help you identify any obstacles that you may be experiencing or facing to which are stopping you, preventing you from achieving your goals. Okay. And this, it doesn't matter what the goal is, these obstacles are real. Like I mentioned earlier in the master classes that we had before, we touched on some of them, like your belief system, your paradigms. We talked about fear, which many people do not realize that could be a major obstacle. Many people think of money, resources. For example, they want to start a business. They think, okay, they don't have the funds, they don't have the resources. So that's a roadblock that will prevent them from taking that initiative to start their own business. But there are so many other roadblocks out there. Sometimes it's what we say, our thinking, our thoughts, our words. All right. So for today, we're just covering a few. All right. So, Colleen, something that could also help you is to review your past experiences, right? Whether they were successful or they were not so successful, failures, we always learn from past experiences. So, review, go back and analyze any challenges that you may have encountered, okay, or obstacles that you may have encountered, and learn from them. For example, say you wanted to learn a new language. I love Spanish, and I still have to figure out how to go about learning that. Okay. So for me, it could be a time management issue. And it could be a time management issue for you because I started and I got this software before, but I never was able to figure out how to allocate the time to devote that time to study, use that software to study the language. That may be an obstacle. So time management may be an obstacle. Okay. But when you so go back, review your past experiences, and you may be able to identify some of those things that were roadblockers then that could still be hindering you today from achieving your goals. Another thing is identifying your limiting beliefs. Many people don't understand what limiting beliefs are. Okay. These are paradigms, these are beliefs that we believe certain things that are not necessarily true, but we think they are true. And so we believe them. And sometimes we make actions or we take actions, we make decisions, choices based on these beliefs, which may not be true. And as such, they're not going to serve us, they're not going to help us accomplish our goals. Okay. So pay attention to your thoughts and your beliefs. Okay. Notice any negative or limiting beliefs. These are definitely going to obstruct, these are going to be roadblocks, success blockers that are going to hinder you from achieving your goals. So, for example, you want to start your own business, but often you're thinking, I'm not good enough to succeed. I don't know how to start this business, or I don't have the money. You may think, um, I don't have the necessary skills. Those are all limiting beliefs. When you make statements like, I'm not good enough, or I don't have the skills to succeed, you believe them, but is that really true? Is that really true? These limiting beliefs can become obstacles to taking action. And without action, you're not going to start that business, right? So you need to recognize these negative thoughts and challenge them. Challenge them with positive statements like, I have the unique abilities, I have the unique skill set, I have the strength to be able to contribute to my success, to be able to start that business. You need to start shifting your mindset from those negative thoughts to positive thoughts. Okay. But you won't be able to do that until you are able to identify those limiting beliefs. So identifying limiting beliefs will be one way to identify those obstacles, okay? Another thing you could do is to evaluate any external factors that could be contributing to that could constitute obstacles. What do I mean by external factors? External factors could be the maybe lack of resources, time, things that you cannot control. No one can control time. Time is on its own trajectory, its own, wavelength or whatever. You cannot control time. We try to manage time, quote unquote, manage time, but we really can't. We have only 24 hours a day, right? So there are certain external factors that may be obstructing your ability to achieve success. Okay. Say, for example, you have a full-time job, right? And your goal is to complete your degree. What is the external factor here? Your full-time job is an external factor. You may say, well, how am I going to be going to school full-time and I have a full-time job? So until you identify that as an external factor, you will not be able to figure out how to manage that external factor. So maybe you need that job full time to pay your living expenses. But if you have money saved in your account, maybe you can deal with a part-time job in the meantime while going to school, or maybe you can go to school part-time while working full-time. So those are some of the things you can do to identify your obstacles or success blockers. Okay. Now, what do we do next? Say we've identified these obstacles. What are we going to do? We're going to start by prioritizing and categorizing. Okay, because there are some that we have no control over, there are some that we do have control over. Like Paul talked about, if you don't have the skill set when you're doing your SWOT analysis, you realize that you have a weakness in maybe public speaking or stage fright. The stage fright, that is something that you can walk around. That's something that you can learn. You can reach out to a coach, a public speaking coach, to help you, guide you, walk around that. But when it comes to some external factors, you may not be able to deal with, right? So how are we going to prioritize this? Okay, learn how to prioritize. Put the ones that you can solve quickly and easily by yourself, get them out of the way. And those that you cannot, reach out to someone, reach out to a coach, reach out to a network that you belong for guidance. All right. So, for example, um, let me see, you're trying to lose weight. That's a good one, right? You're trying to lose weight, but getting out in the morning, it's
It's a
a big deal.
challenge.
It's a challenge for you because maybe you have to sort out your outfit for work, your lunch. Well, you can prioritize your exercise by taking care of those other things the night before.
That's right.
Okay, because losing weight is a priority for you. Okay, so learn to prioritize and categorize those obstacles and walk around them. And when you
As you often say a lot of time, put your big stones first,
That's
right?
right.
Put your big stones
Pick,
first.
put your big stones first. Thank you, Paul. So, also continuous observation. Once you've started, you don't stop there because you may fall back to your old habits, old patterns. Remember, those paradigms, those limiting beliefs, for example, you're not good enough, you don't have the skill set, you're not as good as the rest, or you don't have the what is it, the resources,
Correct.
whatever those negative,
Skill set.
the skill set, whatever those negative beliefs are, you're going to learn to put them away. You're going to learn to, as I say, minimize or
Ignore them.
ignore the evidence of your senses, right? So you have to continuously observe to make sure that those obstacles are not popping up again. Yes, you were going to say something?
Yeah, I was gonna. Yeah, I'll give you my conclusion, but go ahead.
Mhm.
You're fine.
Oh, okay. I think that was about it, Paul.
Yeah, yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. I was gonna, folks. I was gonna just add a couple of things real quick. The big one is that you know, they say a big shot. A big shot is a small shot that kept on shooting. Okay, a big shot is a small shot that kept on shooting.
That's a good
Right,
one.
which means that the important thing here, folks, is that you don't have to give up. You
Mhm.
don't have to give up if you believe in something, in a goal,
Mhm.
and you're willing to work for it. You're willing to pay the price, for it. Because at the end of the day, overcoming these success blockers is the
Mhm.
price we'll pay to achieve whatever goal we're looking to achieve.
Mhm.
Right. So look at it from that vantage point. Look at whatever you're going through, whatever challenge you're going through, as the price you're paying, price of admission, if you will,
Mhm.
for the goal you're going after. All right. And again, a big shot is a little shot that kept on shooting. All right. Everyone who's done anything major in life has been able to achieve their hairy, audacious goal, has had to go through challenges, roadblocks, and overcome them.
Mhm.
Okay.
Mhm.
They've overcome them. Okay. You can do the same thing, Colleen. You can do the same thing. Just follow the guidelines we've suggested here, that have worked for a lot of people, and us included, and you should be able to achieve whatever goals you're after.
Absolutely. If I may add, when I talked about continuous observation, say for example, you want to be a public speaker, right? And you were concerned about how you come across, your communication skills, and you got someone to help you with that. Maybe you got a coach and you're doing much better. But then as you start speaking, or before you go to address an audience, you realize another obstruction, another obstacle rather, another
Challenge.
success blocker, challenge, which could be stage fright, right? So you've dealt with the communication part, now is stage fright. So with time, even though you're dealing with one, other obstacles may come up. So you have to be mindful, just continuous observation. Keep an eye open for those obstacles and remember to speak those positive affirmations that you can overcome those challenges. You can deal with that obstacle.
I was also going to add that, folks, the interesting thing is that, like John was talking about, the interesting thing is that the more you overcome challenges, the more you're empowered to overcome even more challenges.
Absolutely.
Right? So because you've achieved these things, you've been able to overcome these challenges, it gives you power now. So whatever's coming at you, you're not going to be scared about it. You're not going to be scared.
Mhm.
Okay? You're going to be able to have the power, the knowledge, knowing that you've overcome challenges in the past, you'll be able to overcome these ones that are coming up. So again, like I said, it's a price of admission. That's really what it comes down to. Do you want it? Don't you want it? And I hope, Colleen, that you can use some of these concepts we've talked about
Mhm.
and help it really get you to whatever big goals you're going after, and everyone else out there. Thank
Okay.
you again. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
All right.
and like I mentioned earlier, we had some master classes that could really help you address this issue. So if you're interested, just reach out to us. We'll be able to share the replays or share more information to guide you. Okay. So again, this is Paul and Joan from Premier Destiny. You can reach us on our website, premierdestiny.com. You can send us an email to support at premierdestiny.com. And Premier is with an E. Okay. So support at premierdestiny.com. Okay. All right. So check our social media platforms for more tips and
Resource.
resources to guide you in your success journey. So until next time, take care. Life is good. Take advantage of it and have fun.
Bye
Bye
for
bye.
now. All the best.